So speaking of nerdy stuff, and I feel like we're already rolling, and this is already great. I'm having a good time so far. The one question to kind of sound the waters, the depths of a person's soul. Important question. I feel like you're definitely going to be able to answer this one. I have a lot of faith in you on this one. I feel like I have a lot of faith in us being able to nerd out together. So,
all right, we can nerd
it. The question is, which is your spirit animal Ninja Turtle?
Oh, easy. Michelangelo all day. Michelangelo. It's super simple. You can see my little Michelangelo dude down here and the little pop box art thing. I'm a nunchuck guy. I've been doing, I started in karate, and when I started in karate, there was another system that was taught inside that school called Lissa Jodo, which is a weapon system no one's heard of. And it basically just means I'm good at nunchucks, which is a fairly useless skill. And no one's going to sit by you on the bus if you have those in your back pocket, right? You're just a weird guy with nunchucks. So, but what's weird is I started doing it because I really wanted to learn. My instructor was fantastic. They did a poll one time on who was the best nunchuck artist on the planet ever in existence. And number one, they said, was Bruce Lee. Number two, they said was Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles. and number three was my instructor, Lee Barton.
Whoa!
Nice. And so Lee, when I talked to him about it, I was like, they did this poll about like nunchucks, and you were like number three. And he goes, well, I consider myself the winner because Bruce Lee's dead, Michelangelo isn't real, and I'm still here, so I'm number one. And I was like, that's fair, right? So I really enjoyed learning that. And then I put him to the side for a couple years before I started jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. And I started in the gi. And I noticed, and I'm sure most people notice, that if you're really doing a lot of gi, it's jacking your fingers up, man. Like you're constantly breaking grips, you're constantly getting your grips broken, you're constantly getting your fingers crushed. So your fingers get kind of jacked. And I was like, damn, it's like getting kind of like arthritis. Like my hands would seize and I'd have to like stretch them out. And so I went and picked up some nunchucks again one day and started playing with them. And I noticed like immediately my dexterity was starting to get better. My hands were hurting less. So now, even though it's a tool that I use for fun to help my, just to help me understand other weapons and things like that, it's one of those that really helped with my gi, game, because it helped fix my fingers. It gave them something to do. So it was kind of
nice. I mean, I have so many thoughts on everything you just said. First of all, being a Michelangelo, which kind of I think speaks to why we just kind of immediately started talking, was because this is my favorite turtle right here. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, I can't see it.
Wait. No. There he is. Wait, close to my. Here we go. There he is.
Oh, okay. I got you. You're a Leonardo guy,
right? So here, one of my personal Ninja Turtle philosophies is that the creators, Laird and why can't I just blanked. So
it doesn't matter. They created the shit. Like, and by the way, for anybody who wants to know the history of the Ninja Turtles, there's a fantastic show on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us, and they did like an entire thing just on really them and how it all got started. So yeah, it's amazing.
But it's like really bad that I blanked on that just now in my brain because I used to run a comic book podcast. Like I have Ninja Turtles #1. Like I have the actual book. So that's super embarrassing that I'm just like for whatever reason. Anyway, so the two of them, they wrote themselves in as Donatello and Raphael. And so they're kind of like the yin and yang for each other, those characters. It makes sense if you think about it because like Raph can get really emotional, but Donatello can kind of like he can kind of circumvent that by being logical and being like, I'm not coming at you that way, man. I'm not like that.
He's very zen.
Right.
Okay, so that's good, man. We'll figure this out.
Right. He's just not that guy. But the other two that work too well together are Leo and Michelangelo, because like Mikey's like, obviously a lot of energy, and really the strongest hand to kind of like steer him in the right direction has to be like the leader of the group, I think. But also like Leo's kind of like, he can be stiff and stuff, so like Mikey like really like listens him up and like allows him to kind of like party with like the rest of them whenever Raph's not being an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that's needed of everybody, right? There's so much you can learn from the Ninja Turtles, like you have all these conflicting personalities that are still coming together to do a job together. You can apply that to your work. Everybody every workplace has the Michelangelo who doesn't want to do shit, who wants to sit around, play with nunchucks and eat pizza. I'm sure he's playing with nunchucks. I'm just guessing. But everybody has that guy, right? Who's just kind of the goof off. And yet the funny part about that is I always imagined, because Michelangelo was on par with the rest of the Ninja Turtles, right? They're all in what they do of equal skill. You know, Leonardo is the natural leader. You have Donatello, who's the tech guy, right? He understands, he's scientist. Then you have Raphael, and even though Raphael is more like the muscle, right? He's that guy who's just always ready to go. And then you have like Michelangelo. No one's quite sure what he does, like comic relief. But at the end of the day, that always struck me because Michelangelo could have been better than all of them because he was on par with them, not trying. Like if he would have just applied himself, he probably would have been the man. But he never did. It's like, damn, man, like you could have been the dude. You know?
Yeah. Well, he's actually like the one who's the Zen one, I would say, because he's never the one who's like upset. Really, you know, he doesn't care. He doesn't like take things home with him. You know, he's like, all right, well that sucks, bro, but like, all right, like.
I always imagine he's probably high a lot too. They never really touch him, but I imagine he's just hitting it like, no, it's good. Oh, we gotta fight. All right, that's cool. Like, I'll be right back for you, Mr. Blunt. And then he goes on and kills ninjas and goes back. You know, he does his thing. There's the new one. I guess you read the new one, right? Where I guess is it Raphael?
The last Ronin.
Yeah, I haven't seen it or read it yet.
By the way, Kevin Eastman is like the other creator, and I know that all the nerds were just screaming at the screen until I said it. It's Eastman.
Spread it out.